What is going on, guys? Craig 1287 here. I'm bringing you some Battlefield. I was about to say Battlefield 4. Battlefield Hardline gameplay. This, of course, is beta gameplay, and that's just to serve as the backdrop, as usual, for these type of conversations. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about two things. Right now, the Xbox One, possibly Xbox 360, I don't know, it might just be an Xbox One thing. Those guys do have access to Battlefield Hardline right now via the EA Early Access, and they get 10 hours, I believe, of gameplay but through that. So, you know, if you play for 5 hours, then stop, come back after work and play for another 5 hours, that's your 10 hours right there. So if you guys get a chance, definitely check out some Twitch streams of people doing that, because I've just got done watching some footage for about an hour and a half maybe, just talking with some of the TG guys. We were just watching the streams together, and the footage looks great. I mean, it's on Xbox One, so it's, you know, 720p, and the performance of the stream wasn't that great. I think he was using the in-house the like in Xbox streaming stuff. The feed was kind of juddery and stuttering and things like that, but people were asking him if it felt smooth, and he said that, yeah, that was just a aspect of the stream. So but the destruction, I was definitely paying attention to that, especially when the guy hopped onto Hollywood Heights, which is what Level Cap recently showed, as well as a lot of other big YouTubers. And then he also hopped onto The Block, and the level of destruction in that was also top-notch. Now, I don't think any of the buildings are going to be collapsible, but every wall is pretty much destroyable. It's pretty extensive destruction. We're talking, you know, Battlefield 3's DLC, the Close Quarters DLC. We're talking like that level of destruction in terms of all the chairs and couches and everything, all the cover, all the walls. If you're camping on a wall and you get killed by a camper over and over and over who's sitting on that wall, you can just go up there with a breaching charge and blow that up, or an RPG or a noob tube or whatever the case may be. You know, they are not safe. So those guys that are wanting that kind of bad company, being able to kill campers and things like that by blowing the wall up next to them and flanking routes and things like that sort, you are going to be pleasantly satisfied by the level of destruction. It would appear the ones that they showed us in the beta were not the best ones to showcase destruction, but there's definitely a lot of destruction in a lot of these maps, or at least 2 or 3 of the maps have a huge amount of destruction. So yeah, just wanted to say that. Check out some Twitch streams and check that stuff out. But I also wanted to go over real quickly, GameSpot did release an article talking about the confirmations of the beta changes that they are going to be making. Now, this is mostly for the console guys, because this is actually a patch that the PC side actually received within the last 12 to 24 hours of the beta. But it's also got some other details in there. So it's got, you know, talking about the one-hit kill range reduced for the 870 and the SPAS, or the SPAS, however you want to pronounce it. I believe it stands for Special Purpose Automatic Shotgun. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure that's what it stands for. And oh, and of course, as always, all this will be linked in the video description down below. But they reduced the fire rate for the 870 shotgun. They added some vertical recoil for the 870 shotgun. They reduced the recoil for the RO-933, which is the starting police assault rifle for the operator class, I believe. Damage reduction on that same rifle, which is an odd choice, I guess. I guess, you know, they don't want it to be too powerful as a starting weapon. And then they added some vertical recoil to both the M16A3 and the M416. They increased the P90 spread per shot, which was probably good, because that thing had insane accuracy. That thing and its 50-round mag, holy crap, you could mow people down with hip fire at incredible ranges. They improved the Uzi's unaimed, I assume that means hip fire, accuracy. Magnum ammo received a one-hit kill range reduction, and the Magnum ammo vehicle damage was reduced by 50%. So that's fairly significant. Hopefully it's enough, because when people use that Magnum ammo, holy crap, was that super OP. You never had to aim for the head. You could just do chest shots for days. It didn't matter where you hit somebody, that thing would one-hit kill you. So hopefully that does get nerfed. Class balance, this was another thing that we saw in the patch in the beta, but they moved the G36C from to the cops side, and then they removed the M416 to the criminals side, because a lot of the criminals' weapons were very slow rate of fire, high damage per bullet weapons. So now they got the M416, which kind of fills the gap that they had. You've got that now low damage model, low recoil, but pretty good rate of fire. Then they also moved the M/45, which was that World War II kind of looking gun. They moved that to the cops, and they moved the UMP to the criminals. So again, kind of seeing that M45 had like a 600 rate of fire, very slow, so now that's been moved to the cops. Metagame tuning, this is what I found most interesting. The ranked progression has been slowed by 50%. That's quite significant. They did have, I think, 4 players in the beta got to the rank 150 cap, which that's pretty crazy that in a beta test you were able to get to the max rank in a game. So that's pretty crazy. So I'm glad that they did slow the progression there, because even I felt I was ranking up way too fast, and I should not have been. I wasn't even using boosters or anything of that sort. They repriced battle packs to cost more in-game cash. So again, you can't buy these with real-world currency. You can't just pay for them. They might add that at some point, but unlike Battlefield 4, you can only use them right now, as they were for the beta. You can only use in-game cash, and so they've made that a little bit higher. This is not really a big deal, because those things you get every so often for ranks, and yeah, that's really not that big a deal. That really means nothing. Then these two next points are the ones that I found the most interesting. Weapon license increased to 1,250 kills, and then gold camo increased to 1,000 kills. So if you guys don't know the weapon license, obviously certain weapons are exclusive to the cops, certain weapons are exclusive to the criminals. When you get your weapon license for a weapon, that means that you can use it no matter what side you're on. So the M416, which got moved to the criminals, once you get to 1,250 kills with the M416, you will be able to use it again on a cop side. So that's really cool. I actually have no weapons in BF4 that I ever got to 1,000 kills, let alone 1,250. So, but then again, there's a lot of weapons in BF4. BF Hardline is a lot more vehicle. It kind of ignores vehicles, and I have a lot of kills with vehicles for BF4. So because there's fewer weapons and there's less vehicle focused, I don't see myself having any trouble getting that K10, the weapon that I'll probably end up using a whole bunch. The M16 and the Scar. I'll probably get those all to the 1,250 kill mark. And then the gold camo, it was plain and simple. That's how you unlock it. You get to 1,000 kills. So they did increase those, making them more difficult to get. Very glad to see that. Those kind of things should be something that are difficult and really speak volumes to, like, okay, this guy's using this gun as a cop. Clearly he used it a whole lot. It really has that prestige to it. And then hacker tuning, they did GPS spotting and jamming range for hacker mode reduced, making the hacker not as powerful. And then overclock timing reduced for hacker mode. I don't remember exactly what that is. Is that the thing that makes it to where your squad can spawn faster? It reduces the spawn time? I cannot remember. But yeah. So, and then there's a little Q&A that they did with Thad Sasser, who is the multiplayer design for Hardline. So, if you want to read that, that kind of gives their reasonings behind a lot of the changes and things of that sort. And they kind of get into specifics like how much range reduced the 870 shotgun had. They tweaked the gun to lessen the impact outside of 20 meters. It was scoring one-hit kills at about 30 meters, which is about 10 meters too far. You get some more specific stuff, and you get to hear their reasoning behind these changes. So, if that kind of stuff interests you, then you can check that out. But if all you care about is what the patch notes were, I just went over them. But as always, link is in the video description below. Go check that out and read it if you care to. Other than that, I hope you guys did enjoy the gameplay going on in the background and enjoy the commentary. I do plan on getting my tips and tricks videos out over the weekend. Probably have that up by Sunday or Monday, just before the game's release, so that those tips and tricks are fresh in your minds. So be on the lookout for that. But otherwise, hope you guys enjoyed everything. Have a good one. Ta-ta.